Hi, welcome back to Therapy Designs. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kelly, and this channel is all about print on demand and Etsy. So if that is a subject that you are interested in, please hit like and subscribe and stick around. So have you ever looked at two Etsy listings that are selling pretty much the exact same product, almost at exactly the same price and almost using exactly the same keywords? But one has hundreds of sales and the other barely gets any. And you wonder, why is that? Most people immediately say it's SEO, sometimes. But after spending 5 years selling on Etsy and reviewing dozens of subscribers' shops, I've completely changed the way I create listings. And I don't think SEO is a big difference anymore. I think there's a formula, not a magic formula, not a secret algorithm, just a repeatable process that makes shoppers feel confident and willing to click buy. So today I want to show you the exact formula that I use every time I build a new listing. So if you're new here, my name is Kelly. I've been selling print on demand on Etsy for over 5 years now. I've made tons of mistakes. I've also learned that successful listings usually follow the same patterns. So whether I'm creating a rug, a pillow, a blanket, or reviewing somebody else's Etsy shop, I'm looking for the same thing every single time. So let me go over how I would build an Etsy listing from scratch so that you guys can see my exact process. So step one, stop thinking like a seller. And this is where most people start. I made this. It's beautiful. I hope people like it. That's the wrong perspective. Instead, ask, why would somebody want to buy this? Not what is it, but what problem does it solve? For example, a patio rug. You're not just selling polyester, you're selling a patio that finally feels finished. A nursery printable. You're not selling a digital file, you're selling new parents decorate their baby's room, right? People don't buy products, they buy outcomes. Number two, the thumbnail has one job. The thumbnail does not have to explain everything. Its only job is to earn the click. So that first thumbnail just needs to earn that click. Every week I review Etsy shops, and one thing I've noticed over and over again is some people try to tell the entire story in one image. 20 badges, 6 fonts, 10 callouts, 3 arrows. By the time I'm done looking, I need a nap. Simple wins. If someone can understand your product in the first 2 seconds, good. If not, keep simplifying. Your thumbnail is not a Where's Waldo puzzle, and nobody should have to hunt for what you're selling. Number 3, answer questions before they're asked. This is probably the biggest change I've made over the years. When someone lands on your listing, they immediately start asking questions. How big is it? What's included? What's the material? How long does shipping take? How do I customize it? Can I return this? Instead of waiting for customers to message me, I answer those questions with the listing images. Every unanswered question creates hesitation, and every answered question creates confidence. Step 4, your mockups need to sell a lifestyle. So mockups aren't just decoration, they're marketing. People want to imagine owning your product. The better you make your mockups, the more you can help them picture that, and the more likely they are to buy. One thing I've noticed from reviewing subscriber shops, good products can get buried behind bad mockups. So mockups matter. Step 5, build trust. Now, trust is everything in an Etsy shop. Ask yourself, if someone has never heard of your shop before, what would make them trust buying from you? Good branding, professional listing images, consistent style, helpful information cards, clear descriptions. Even simple things like consistent fonts and colors matter. They quietly tell buyers this seller knows what they're doing. Now, step 6, make buying easy. Confused people don't buy. Now, I say this all the time during my shop reviews. If a customer has to stop and figure it out, they're not going to buy. okay? They don't want to ask, how it works or whether it's a physical product or a digital product or what's including. If they have to do that, they're going to leave. Clarity beats cleverness every time. Now, step 7, your description still matters. I know people love saying nobody reads the descriptions, and some don't, but some absolutely do, especially when they're deciding between two similar products. Descriptions help answer questions, reduce returns, and reinforce what customers already saw in your imaging. Do not ignore this, and do not forget to include your shop policies in your description. Step 8, price isn't everything. One thing I see a lot is people trying to be the cheapest, and that is a race to the bottom. If you're familiar with that term, it says it all. You keep going cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and your competitor goes cheaper and you go cheaper until nobody's making any money, okay? Instead, make buyers feel like they're getting more value. Make a better presentation, better branding, better explanations, better customer experience. Value often beats price. Step 9, let data improve the formula. So this is where most Etsy advice stops. Mine doesn't. Once the listing is live, watch it. Is it getting views, favorites, sales, no sales? Don't guess, use the data. Your first version rarely becomes your best version. Every listing is a test, and you can tweak it and improve it as you go. So really, the formula: solve a problem, get the click, answer the questions, use strong mockups, build trust, make buying easy, write a helpful description, price for value, improve with data. That's it. There's no secret Etsy hack, no hidden algorithm, just consistently doing the fundamentals and doing them well over time. Now, one of the reasons I created my workbook is because I realized I was following the same process every time I created a listing. Eventually, I turned it into a checklist so I wouldn't forget anything. And if you like worksheets, checklists, and examples, then I will leave a link in the description below this video, and you can go ahead and check out my workbook. I sell a digital PDF version on Etsy. I also have a hard copy version on Amazon. I do have the hard copy version right here. So this is what the book looks like. It is 254 pages. So if it's something that you're interested in, you guys can check that out. Now, I did want to show you guys one of my listings and kind of go through all of the steps on the listing so you can see. So I just picked a random listing right here. This is one of the ones that I recently made, like within the last few days. So this is a brand new listing. But what we can see is this is a Mediterranean lemon tile outdoor pillow, blue, yellow, floral pattern patio cushion. Okay, so that is the title. And here is your main mock-up. So I've got my pillow right here. So pretty straightforward. There's the pillow. And my very next card here, beautiful style built for outdoors. So here we've got sort of the, benefits, descriptions, all of that. So it's UV resistant, water resistant, durable and fade resistant, soft and comfortable, easy to clean, sewn shut closure. So a really pretty professional card. And yes, this card was made by AI. So you can, again, use AI to help you with some of your mock-ups. I have another card here that shows different sizes so that you are aware this does come in different sizes, and there is a lumbar pillow and then different size square pillows right there. This card I added specifically in response to customer feedback. So I realized that some customers weren't happy with the probably the feel of the pillow, because I think they were expecting more of a soft indoor pillow, and they didn't necessarily realize that outdoor pillows are a lot firmer and tougher because they're made to withstand being outside in the sun and in the rain and all of that. So I added a specific card just to talk about outdoor pillow material so that they could really see the close-up, have it say that it's a firmer texture and that it is, woven for long-lasting performance pretty much outside. And so this was to try to, give clear expectations, because if customers know what to expect, they're less likely to complain or to want to return things. They know what they're getting, they're happy with what they're getting. But if they were to buy this thinking that it's some sort of really soft indoor pillow, and then it turns out to be really firm, then they're going to be disappointed. And even though you might be like, but I said it was an outdoor pillow, you really need to make everything very clear for people. So this I have added in just recently to all of my outdoor pillows to, again, just try to make things clearer. I have another card here that just shows the lumbar pillow so that they can see what that looks like separate from the square pillow. I have a review card, and again, I will put this on all of my listings. So this is a review card. It mentions the pillows and the rug, so I have a matching set here. But again, this helps to build trust by putting in just a couple of positive reviews. I only need 2, and I can put down here, trusted by over 2,000 customers, over 400 5-star reviews. Just something really simple like that can help to build trust. And so again, a card like this would go on every single one of my listings. Next, I'm going to have my policies. And so these are important things to include too. Please note, this product is made especially for you. So I include production time, shipping time, but then I also make it clear that Etsy provides an estimated delivery date, and actual delivery times are ultimately determined by the carrier. So I do want to make that perfectly clear. I also have a return policy card here where I say we accept returns within 14 days of delivery. But I also explain that this is made to order and buyers are responsible for return shipping costs. I also added in here that cancellations are not accepted, because I have had people who didn't try to cancel after they ordered it. So I wanted to make it very clear that that was not okay, but that they could return it. I have a section here, of course, if it's damaged, they can send photos and I'll assist them. And then, of course, I have my kind of thank you branding card. And this is a little bit of a call to action. If you loved your order, we'd love your review, right? And it shows 5 stars. And so doing this consistently every single time builds trust. So every single pillow listing I put up, I know I'm going to have a main mock-up image that's to get the clicks. I know I'm going to have some information cards about the pillow. I know I'm going to include the thing about the outdoor pillow texture. I know I'm going to include my review card. I know I'm going to include my, shop policies, my return policies, and my thank you card. So it's a system. It's a system that every single listing is going to follow this system. And I'm going to have the same cards. So every single listing is going to include, these cards that are the same. And they're all consistent in terms of their style and in terms of the branding. So it all goes with my shop. It all has that teal style to it. So that's all very consistent there. Then you come down into a description. And of course, you want your descriptions to be broken up. It shouldn't look like just one giant paragraph. So using emojis and using spaces can really help. So I put the product features up top, but right under that, I do have an outdoor fabric notice, again, because I've had people who I guess were not familiar with what outdoor material feels like. So I put that these are specifically designed for outdoors. They're made to be durable and water resistant. And because they're designed for outdoors, the fabric has a firmer and more structured feel than traditional decorative indoor pillows, right? So I want to make that super clear. You have your care instructions. I have a link to other Mediterranean products. So I have a Mediterranean collection, so a link there, information on delivery times. Again, a note made to order, right, with estimated production delivery and estimated arrival time. Keep in mind it says estimated. A section on returns, cancellations, and important purchase information. Again, I include that because it's made to order and production begins shortly after purchase, orders cannot be canceled, modified, or refunded once production has started. So I'm very specific in all of these. I even added a section that said by purchasing, you acknowledge and agree to all shop policies. I have sections for damaged incorrect orders, sections for return processing or refund process, sizing reminder, because I want people to actually measure their sizes and make sure they know what they're getting, because people will return things because, oops, they got the wrong size. And then a little section about my shop. So again, this is going to be consistent for every listing too. Essentially, I copy from here down and paste into every single listing. Only thing I would change would be the section, whether it's Mediterranean or tropical or whatever section, and the overall description of that, obviously that design up here. But otherwise, it's a system, and every single listing will follow the exact same system and have the same cards, and it will all be very consistent and very thorough. And once you've got your system down, it becomes very quick to reproduce, because you can just copy and paste it into every single listing. So once you get it down perfectly the way you want it, it becomes very easy and fast to just make sure every single listing follows the same steps. Anyways, if you have any questions about that, drop it in the comments section below. I do read all the comments. Thank you so much for your kind words. I do try to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. I'd love to know, what is one thing that you've changed that has made a difference in your shop? You can leave that in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope to see you guys in the next video. That's it for today's video. If you found that useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.